What's up, everybody? Welcome back to season 2 of Dining with Derion. You heard it right, season 2. It's been a minute since I've seen you all, but hey, this season we have many things in store for you all. But on today's episode, we'll be making dirty rice the Southern way. Let's get it.
1, 2, 3.
An all-new series that captures the essence of traditional Southern and classic meals, bringing families together with tried and true recipes passed down from one generation to the next. So pull up a chair and join me. Okay, so I have already laid out all of my ingredients, and today we will be using sliced onion, 3 types of bell pepper. We have a yellow, a red, and an orange bell pepper, along with a little minced garlic. I have the paste today. And then again, we're doing dirty rice. So we have rice, we have a little browning seasoning, and then I have 3 types of seasonings that I'm gonna season it up with. I have a little all-purpose Creole, Cajun, and as well as the Tony Creole. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do to start this dirty rice off is I'm gonna add salt to this water that's about to get ready to boil. So I'm just gonna add just a little bit of salt in there. And on top of that, I'm gonna add 2 cups of rice. So depending on who or how many you're cooking for, rather, that can depend on how much rice you cook, give or take, as well as your ground beef or whatever meat that you put in there. So I'm just gonna go right in there with that like that. That's 1. And I'm gonna go like 2, a little under 2 actually, because I'm only doing a pound of ground beef. Okay, cool. Next, while my rice is going, and one thing I did forget to mention to you all, so there's no specific type rice to use when cooking dirty rice. For me, you can use a cheap brand, you can use the parboiled rice, or whatever rice you like to go in your dirty rice. It's up to you, totally. I have 1 pound of ground beef, and I'm gonna put this over in this pot here and start cooking this down. My 2025 hasn't been a bad 2025, but my 2024 ended a little rough. We lost a family member, my well and beloved Aunt Minnie Bell, who I mentioned on one of my other episodes. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna fold them in half. And again, hey, shout out my Auntie Minnie Bell. Auntie Minnie Bell from Barwick, Georgia. Hey, best collard greens on this side of Georgia. I tell you that much. Probably in the whole state, to be honest with you. But no, she wasn't the only one to cook collard greens in the family. Everybody did it. All my aunts, and yeah, really mostly my aunts did all the cooking. But it was some by Auntie Minnie Bell collard greens. And I think the key to her collard greens, which is what I took from it, is the way that she cut them up. So that was like very end of 2024. So 2025 wasn't off to a good start. But then my birthday came in January, and we went up to New Jersey, Atlantic City. Hey! Ah! So it started to get a little better, but you know, still like a little dark clouds over me. But that's kind of like how 2025 started for me. Okay, so what I'm doing now is just browning down my ground beef. You can use any other kind of meats added into this. I've seen people do like a seafood dirty rice or a sausage, any kind of meats that they think of. Chicken, I've seen it all, but I'm just keeping it very simple today and just doing like a simple ground beef dirty rice. But I'm just browning down my beef now. Once my beef is browned down, I'm gonna drain the oil and then I'm gonna add my veggies. Okay, so one thing that I like to do that I do not always do in a rice dish or rice period, right, is while I'm doing like a dirty rice like I'm doing today, I like to put way more water than needed to cook the rice because I'm gonna stir it. And as the rice becomes done or almost done, I just take a grain or 2 out, see if it's done, and then once completely done, I'm gonna strain it. And I only do this, again, I mean, I'm not gonna say there's no wrong way, but there's no right way, I should say, to cook rice, if that makes sense. Like if you stir your rice to get it to your liking, or you don't stir it and it still comes out right, hey, if it's done, it's done. But for me personally, I don't stir my rice unless I'm cooking a dish, something like dirty rice.
So how do you know when it's like done?
I know when it's done, again, because I'm gonna, when it's almost done, because you can look at it and tell like from the beginning state to almost like when they're done state. But when it's almost done, I just, again, take a few grains out and I just taste them.
Is it based on texture, right?
Yeah, it's definitely a texture. And because rice is not supposed to be hard.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, but again, you don't want to overcook your rice either. So like, it'll become gummy.
Mushy.
Right, it'll become gummy. Okay, my ground beef has browned down, as you can see, and you see all that fat that's been rendered off. So I'm gonna drain this off now. So I'm gonna move over to the sink. So over here I have prepared a strainer as well as a bowl to catch my drippings. And I'm just gonna let that strain off, and then I'm gonna literally just shake a lot of that grease out. Drain the oils off, and then I'm just gonna dump it right back into my pan. Cool, simple. And then we're gonna move back over to the stove. And from here, I'm gonna start adding in my veggies. So I'm gonna go in with my onion first, right on top of that. And we're gonna sweat all these veggies down. We're gonna cook them down. And again, I'm gonna just cook this down, sweat my veggies down. And to this, I'm gonna add just a little bit of my minced garlic. A little bit of minced garlic. Okay, cool. While my veggies are continuing to sweat down in with my ground beef, I'm gonna start seasoning my ground beef up, okay? So first thing I'm gonna go in with is this browning seasoning. And what this does is, again, your rice is white. So it's just gonna like turn that rice color. Now with browning, you wanna be light-handed with that. You don't wanna use too much unless you're cooking like a big pot of dirty rice.
So how much is that?
So that probably was a cap full, if I had to say. Because a lot of time when I'm cooking and they have a cap, I just measure by the cap. So that probably was a cap full. You always can add to, so start with a little. And I'm gonna go right on top of that with this Creole seasoning. I'm just layer the top of the meat and the veggies. I'm gonna do the same with this Cajun. I'm gonna just do a light coat on top. And then I'm gonna end with my Tony's. Again, just a little light coat over the top. I'll finish seasoning once my rice is done and I dump it on top of this, okay? I'm gonna just get at a stir. And over here to my left, my rice is still cooking. I'm finna give it another stir and then I'm gonna see where we are. All right, my rice is done. One thing that I like to do is I like to add cold water in it to help slow down. It's not necessarily gonna stop it because there's a lot of hot water in here, but it'll slow down the cooking, and then I'm gonna drain it off. Okay, I have strained my rice. My rice is finished cooking. As y'all can see, I have it right here beside it. This is like one of the last few steps of dirty rice. My meat's already brown. I've sauteed it. I've sweated down my veggies. Now, one of the last two things that I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna slowly add this rice over into the pot with my meat. And from there, I'm gonna mix it up. And the very last thing I'm gonna do is sample it, and then I'm gonna season it to my liking. As y'all can see, this dirty rice is coming together. Now, I told y'all at the beginning I used 2 cups of rice. This was 1 pound of ground beef, right? 1 pound of ground beef. If y'all look over here, I didn't even use all this rice. And I'm probably not gonna put no more because I don't wanna have too much rice in there. I want, I want that meat still to be seen in my dirty rice. As y'all can see, this has come together. Now again, for me, this color ain't what I want it to be. So guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna add me a little more browning. I'm gonna add me a little more browning. I want my rice a little dark. And then I'm gonna taste, and we are done here, people. All right, people, y'all know what time it is. It's time to get down and dirty. Let's get to taste testing, which we already know how to taste, right? Done it too many times. But I'm gonna do this for y'all. Dirty rice on me. Wait them baked beans it. Wait them baked beans it. Now it just reminds me of a cookout. So hey, this is one of the many dishes that you could do it as a simple food dish for anything from a baby shower or a cookout, an everyday cookout. Great side dish. Again, thanks for joining season 2 of Dining with Derion. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more exclusive content like this here. Until next time, see you on the next episode of Dining with Derion. Peace.